The rise of digital assets like Bitcoin and Ethereum over the last few years has infiltrated professional sports to a degree that I don't think many people saw coming. For example, Crypto.com agreed to a $700 million naming rights deal for the former Staples Center. They agreed to a $175 million deal with the UFC, and they sponsored Formula One for $100 million over 5 years. And FTX is just as involved. They signed a $210 million deal to become the naming rights partner of esports team TSM. They signed a $135 million deal to become the naming rights partner of the Miami Heat's arena, and they even did a multi-year, multi-million-dollar partnership with Major League Baseball. But the leagues aren't the only ones getting involved in digital assets. Many professional athletes have been involved also. Odell Beckham Jr. announced that he would be taking 100% of his Los Angeles Rams salary in Bitcoin. Saquon Barkley announced that he would be paid 100% of his $10 million plus annual endorsement income in Bitcoin. Tom Brady signed a deal with crypto exchange FTX, receiving equity in the company and a signing bonus paid in crypto. And other players like Aaron Rodgers and Andre Iguodala teamed up with Cash App and announced that they would be taking a portion of their contract in Bitcoin. But with the two largest digital assets by market cap, Bitcoin and Ethereum, down more than 50% from all-time highs respectively, many people are asking the question, are these players and leagues in trouble financially? Now, I think that's a fair question to ask, but I also think it's important to remember where we came from. Pre-pandemic, the entire value of all cryptocurrencies was about $350 billion. And today, just 2.5 years later, it's $1.4 trillion. That's even after a 50% decline in all assets over the last few months. So my point is, these companies and these exchanges have plenty of cash on hand. Take FTX, for example. Crypto exchange FTX rode the crypto wave probably better than anyone over the last few years. In 2020, they did $85 million in annual revenue. But last year, in 2021, they did over $1 billion in annual revenue. That's incredible growth. And when CEO Sam Bankman-Fried was asked by Decrypt whether they would be able to afford the $135 million sponsorship deal they signed with the Miami Heat, his answer was epic. He said, without going into details, it's been a pretty good year for us, to the point where, frankly, we don't need to rely on the other 18 years to have the funds for this. So I think there are a few different ways to look at this, but my point is very simple. Companies like FTX, Coinbase, Crypto.com, and many others will have the cash to be able to pay for these deals. They've printed trillions and trillions of dollars over the last year. Crypto prices have exploded. And as a result, these exchanges, which make money on both sides, buying and selling, will have the money required on their balance sheet, and to some degree, already do to pay for some of these deals. The risk is, though, when these sports leagues and these teams couldn't agree to deals with tier 1 exchanges, and now they've gone further out the risk curve with companies that are not nearly as securitized from a cash perspective. Those are more the deals that people should be worried about. But then again, the leagues and the teams already knew this. The further out the risk curve you go, the higher percentage chance of something going wrong. And as always, it's important to pick the right partners, especially in a new and volatile market like the digital asset space.